everybody, and thanks for joining me on Facebook today. It's an absolutely beautiful day here north of Boston, and I'm really ready to just dive into our topic today, which is going to be how to build your very own nonprofit social media toolkit. So we'll talk about why you should, maybe when and where you could use this kind of toolkit, and we will discuss how to build it, what to put in the toolkit. I have a full detailed blog post up today on this very topic if you'd rather read about it or if you want to access it after. It's at jcsocialmarketing.com. I did also want to say a very quick, huge thank you to everyone about the outpouring of support for my book, which was just released on Amazon yesterday. Storytelling in the Digital Age, a guide for nonprofits. It's been 3 years in the making, from idea, conception, agreement, signing the contract, to writing it, to formatting it, to editing it, to getting permissions, to not getting photo permissions. It's been a huge deal. So it's my third child, basically. And I really wanted to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for your amazing outpouring of text messages and emails and tweets and everything. That yesterday was amazing. It was really, really incredible. So if you want a free chapter, you can go to my website. If you want to buy it, you can go on Amazon. If you want any of those links, just go to my website. They're all up there, jcsocialmarketing.com. So if that's interesting to you, then check it out. If not, then it's not, and that's fine. Not for everybody, and that's cool. So today we're going to be talking about nonprofit social media toolkits, and the reason I usually suggest creating a nonprofit social media toolkit, or one of the ways I would use it, is to give your fans and followers, your board members, your volunteers, people online, people that you might not see physically, give them an easy and quick and pretty impactful way to support your organization and support your cause. And you better believe the big organizations are doing this. They're spreading the word via social media. And it's incredibly important to give your supporters and your biggest, most excited fans easy ways to share information with their networks, because as we all know, we prefer to see social media posts from our friends and family. And also there's that aspect of social proof, where you are more likely to trust a brand or trust an organization if you know a friend is involved with them or can vouch for them. That's why peer-to-peer fundraising is so effective. That's why board members write those thank you notes. That's why we make those phone calls and make those personal connections to our donors and to our supporters. So that's really why I think you need it. It's really a repository of information that's easily accessible to anyone from any place. Also, creating a social media toolkit helps you control the message a little bit. So you can control what you put in your toolkit, but you can't really control how people are going to adapt it and share it. So you do have to keep an eye on that. But it helps you control the message. It helps you figure out what's most important. What do you want to share? What do you want to teach people? What do you really want getting out there? And sorry, I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to be taking sips of water. Who gets a cold in June? I don't know. I guess me. So when could you use a toolkit? There are many, many different ways you could use a toolkit. You don't have to create a different toolkit each time, of course. You could create a general media kit and have a social media toolkit that lives on your website that's general information. But the kind of toolkit I find the most effective is the toolkit that you create for a specific campaign or event. So if you're having an online fundraising campaign, you 100% need to create a social media toolkit to help your ambassadors, your champions, your brand ambassadors, whatever you call them, help them spread the word. Especially if you're having an online fundraising campaign with any peer-to-peer components, because if I'm running in a marathon and raising money for your organization, or maybe I'm doing your walk or your 5K or whatever it might be, I don't really want to go to your website and comb through information and figure out what's important and cut and paste images. I want to go to one place where you have the logos, where you have the photos, maybe a video, that I can just easily take that information because I know it's approved. I know I can share it. I'm not going to get in trouble. And it is well written, and it's written for fundraising or it's written for marketing. So online fundraising campaigns, if you're raising money during an online fundraising campaign, like Giving Tuesday, or maybe around an international day of giving, or maybe a local giving day, however you're raising money online during a specific campaign with a start and a finish, you definitely want to be creating a social media toolkit. Another way to use it is for an online marketing campaign. So not everything nonprofits do has to be around raising money. You might want to be advocating around a cause. You might want to be raising awareness around a new program or service that you have. You might want to be making yourself you want to be getting the word out about your organization and something specific that you're doing in the community. Another great way is around an event. So creating a social media toolkit around a specific event. So a great example of that is the Massachusetts Conference for Women. They hold a huge conference. I think they're up to maybe 10,000 people that go. They always get amazing speakers. I saw Hillary Clinton speak. I saw Kerry Washington speak. I could go on and on. This year, they're getting Meryl Streep and Viola Davis, which is incredible. So they have a social media street team, and they do it a little bit differently because they give free passes to the conference if you get on their street team, and the conference is pretty expensive. So it's a little bit exclusive, and you have to apply and you have to be approved to be on the street team. If you have something like that, if you have a gala, a $500 a plate gala, or something very exclusive like that, you might want to think about offering you might want to think about offering a spot on your social media street team as kind of an incentive, and then vetting the people and only having a select group of people do it. So just not everybody can do it. So it's totally up to you. Clearly, the Conference for Women, they encourage people to share and tweet, but we are the specific team and we get specific assignments, and it's a little more organized and strategic. So we apply, we get accepted. We have one kind of welcoming call, which I think is great. We all get to know each other. We all follow each other on Twitter, follow each other's blogs. So it's a really great networking event for us. But the way they do it is they send out emails every single week with whatever it is they want to promote. A specific speaker, maybe a specific book, a specific teleclass, a specific webinar. And they have everything all pre-written and all the graphics designed, and all we have to do is take 10 minutes of our morning, cut, paste, schedule. So we'll talk a little bit about the logistics of that when we get into what goes into your nonprofit social media toolkit. But I believe creating this kind of toolkit and this momentum around a specific event, a specific call to action, works well. You could have a social media toolkit that's just very general on your website for anyone that wants to fundraise, but why would people go there? What would be the incentive for them to go there? You're not going to be driving a lot of traffic to it because you're not going to be sending a lot of emails out about it unless you have a specific campaign. So that's really my first piece of advice. You need to create it around a specific campaign. You can clearly have a media kit, whatever, that lives on your website forever. If you hear children outside, that's fine. Lots of kids playing outside, and windows are open, and it's pretty exciting. So I know, really enjoying. Can't wait to get out in the sunshine today. So let's see. So how do you create your toolkit? And like I said, I go pretty much step by step through this on my blog, but I wanted to reiterate the most important step, which is have a good message. So don't start with the tools. Don't say, oh, let's create this Facebook post, let's write this tweet, let's do this, let's do that. No. What is your message? What is your shareable message? What is going to get people to share your call to action? What is going to compel me to risk, quote unquote, risk my social media reputation by sharing your tweet or your Facebook post? If you don't have a good story, if you do not have a good message, if you don't have a timely and relevant reason for me to be doing this now, no one is going to do it. No one's going to pay attention. So I talk a lot more about that on the blog, but I I know that I harp on messaging a lot, but it's the absolute core of everything that you should be doing. If you don't have a good message, if you're not getting me emotionally aroused, if you will, if you are not eliciting anger or inspiration or just happiness or joy, or if you're not entertaining me, I'm not going to, first of all, I'm not going to pay attention, but secondly, I'm not going to share it. So make sure your message, especially in an online fundraising campaign, is compelling. And the way you can do that is with great storytelling. And we know that because I wrote the book about that. So read my book if you want to talk about storytelling, but that's so important. So having that great story, especially for an online fundraising campaign or even an event. Why am I going to this event? Why do I care? Why am I inviting my friends? What's it raising money for? Why now? Why is this relevant? Why is this interesting? Why relevancy and timeliness are hugely, hugely important when you're getting people to take an action, especially online. So everything should center around this story and this fantastic message that you might need to spend a lot of time crafting and honing. The second most important component is a video. You must have some kind of video in your social media toolkit because we all know this. Video is by far the most engaged with and shared content across all social media platforms. Video. Now you can see this video. I'm taking this in my office with my phone with horrible lighting that's washing me out, but you might want a little bit more professional quality in your online fundraising video. Maybe you want to do a Facebook Live, doing an announcement. There's a million ways you can use video. The point is that you need a video to get people to share anything, and you need visuals and you need photos. So having a video, it could be, if you're getting people to share on social media, 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then that call to action clearly in the video. Sign up for our event or donate, and this is the reason why. So creating that video, however you're going to create it, and making the file absolutely available to your social media ambassadors, your brand ambassadors, those people that are going to help you spread the word. Because making the file available will increase your reach, and let me tell you why. So when you upload a video directly into Facebook versus sharing a link from like Vimeo or from YouTube, the reach just increases exponentially. So that's because Facebook doesn't like YouTube. And you know what? Facebook doesn't like Google. They're competing for world domination, right? So they don't like each other. So they don't really play nicely with each other. Same with Twitter, same with Instagram. You cannot put a YouTube link on Instagram, kind of, thank God, I'm sure that's coming. But you want to be uploading your video natively everywhere. And you want to be encouraging your social media followers and anyone that is spreading the word about your video. This might involve a little bit of training on your part, maybe a little how-to video, maybe an explanation of how this is going to work or why this is important. Clearly, you want to upload it also to YouTube because YouTube is incredibly important when you have a video, and make that link available. So you can make the YouTube link available, but then explain to people, if you upload this directly into your Facebook and link back to our website or link back to our fundraising page, a lot more people will see it because Facebook really likes native video. Twitter really likes native video. And Instagram, it's the only way to do it, right? And LinkedIn, same thing. So however they're sharing, whatever they want to do, make it easy for them and give them several options, but then explain, which one you prefer. Some other things that you need to include in your toolkit. You need to include information on the problem that you're solving and why I should care about it. So if you can make it as local as possible and as relevant as possible. So try, saying things like hunger in America affects 30% of families, and I just made that up. So shoot the real statistics in the comments if you do know the real statistic, and I can look it up. But something like that. But if you can really drill down and say, in Cape Ann, on the North Shore of Massachusetts, hunger affects this many families, and this is what we're trying to do. So make it as local as possible, but Prove that you are solving a timely problem. So anyone that does any kind of grant writing, we all have to do the needs statement, right? We have to show that we didn't just start a nonprofit because we thought it would be fun to start a nonprofit and there's 20 other nonprofits down the street doing the exact work that we do. We need to show the need, and we need to show why we're unique in solving this problem. So those two things you absolutely need to be showing via data and via statistics in your social media toolkit. What's also great to share, don't share your annual report. I'm not going to read your annual report, okay? I love you. You do amazing work. I am not going to read your 20-page annual report. It's just not something I'm going to do. If you create an infographic or if you create a one-page sheet with the highlights that you want me to see, that's perfect to share. Accomplishments, highlights, evidence of impact. All great things to share. But don't just put PDFs of your annual report, because why would I share an annual report? First of all, you can't share PDFs on social media unless you're in a Facebook group, but you can't share PDFs, so no PDFs. Just make things very, very easy for people to cut and paste and share and upload. Also, if you are doing an online marketing campaign, make sure you're including any relevant hashtags so that I don't have to go and look up the hashtag and figure it out myself. I don't know the hashtags in the breast cancer industry. I don't know the hashtags in the animal rights industry. I know some of the hashtags in the environmental movement, but I don't know the ones you want me to use. So a list of hashtags that I can either use or not use, tagged social media accounts, everything should be done for people. That gets me to pre-written content. So maybe some blog post templates, maybe some bullet points where people can use as a jumping off point to writing a blog about your online fundraising campaign or your online marketing campaign. So giving people the resources that they can just kind of adapt, the clay that they can mold into the content that's best for, their audience and their particular industry. So that's really important. Pre-written tweets that are 140 characters, graphics for Instagram and Pinterest, quotes are really great. Obviously photos are the best. Photos of people, headshots of people, action photos tend to work the best on social media if you have inspiring quotes to share. You can even create those on Canva or WordSwag, which is my favorite mobile app of all time. Really easily create great inspirational quotes, or even just take a quote from a client and, you can change the name, however you want to do it. So those are just some ideas for you for things that you should put in your toolkit. Another thing I want to say is potentially put in a social media tip sheet for newbies. And if you're really inspired, you could even record a video like this one explaining how to use your toolkit. So a little bit of a how-to. So hey everybody, I'm so excited that you want to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Light the Night Walk. We are super excited. We're on track to serve 10,000 people this year, and with your help, we could serve even 15,000. Here's a little bit of information about how to use the toolkit. You'll see pre-written tweets. You'll see Facebook. So a little bit of a welcome would be amazing. You can't assume that people know what you want them to do. Even if you do have pre-written tweets and you do have pre-written Facebook posts, you can't assume that people know what to do or know what to prioritize. So you need to be the knowledge expert. And a social media tip sheet, here's the best length for a Facebook post. Here's a size of a graphic that really works on Instagram. I've seen that a lot in the social media toolkits when I did my research for this blog post. And I think it's just really nice for your audience that might want to help you, but they might not be as comfortable or as knowledgeable about social media. They might not be very techy. And giving them the resources, they will thank you, they will love you, and they will be more likely to help you because you're helping them in a way. So my blog post, like I said, all about this topic. is at jcsocialmarketing.com /blog, or you can find the blog very easily. And I do have a freebie download to go with this video and to go with the blog post. It's the actual checklist that I just talked about with a few other things and links to examples of fantastic nonprofit social media toolkits. So you can get that at bit.ly /nonprofit toolkit, all lowercase, and I'll put that in the comments for you. So I encourage you to check that out. Thank you again if you purchased my book or a free chapter, or if you just sent me a supportive tweet. I really appreciate it. It's been an amazing, amazing week. I'm really excited to be a published author. I'm excited to say that. So thank you. Have a great weekend. Leave any questions in the comments and I'll put all the links in there for you. Take care, and yeah, let me know how it goes with your toolkits. All right, cheers.